folks, this is Jason Garbus, and we're here to talk, as always, about zero trust. And today I really want to focus on a concept of organizational readiness. And what we really mean by this is an important part of the first step, this assessment part of your zero trust journey, which is made up of a maturity assessment and this organizational readiness. And there are really four things I want to talk about within this notion of performing this organizational readiness. And the first is the level of investment. Now, clearly, as a security leader, when you're thinking about and starting a zero trust journey, you have to understand what level of investment are you getting. And this is not just budget dollars, right? This is people's time and allocation of resources and a priority for them. So if you want to push and lead and start a substantial zero trust initiative, clearly you have to have the ability to get budget allocated to this or reallocate budget or take budget and lump it under the zero trust umbrella because it's in support of that. And also make sure you get buy-in for the investment of people's time. And something that's harder than the budget dollars because you're asking people to take time away from whatever their other priorities are, whether it's a day job or other security priorities for the zero trust initiative. So you want to make sure that what you're doing and what you have in mind is going to line up with what the organization is able to give you. Second is a level of enthusiasm. And this, of course, is perhaps a fuzzy concept, but you may be excited about zero trust, but if you're not seeing that or you're not able to convince the rest of the organization that this is the right way, number one, to do security, but number two, to deliver business value, you're going to be pushing this rock uphill for a long time. And clearly, the right way to do this is, we always talk about this, right, is to prioritize solving business problems, improving business processes, securely enabling the adoption of new technology, and helping the business expand or better achieve its mission in a secure way. That's the right way to generate enthusiasm. And it's an important part of selling zero trust internally and ideally getting buy-in and support from the line of business. The third is this notion of political support. And unfortunately, we do live in organizations where we see this. And enthusiasm, this is related to enthusiasm, but it's also related to understanding, it's really a task that you have to take on. It's understanding what are the motivations and the goals of people outside of security. That might be in IT, they might be in the line of business, and what obstacles do they face, and how can you help them achieve their mission or their goals better in a way that is going to be, of course, more secure and supportive of your zero trust initiative. So you have to think about, why is this person being obstinate or maybe impeding me? And are there, good reasons for that? Because they've got some constraints on them, or they've got goals, or maybe they're incented to achieve certain things from a financial or a business perspective, and they don't view security as supporting that. So it's important to understand that. And clearly, sometimes there will be people who maybe just, you have a personality conflict, and they're going to impede you no matter what. And in those cases, maybe you deprioritize them, maybe you can work around them, maybe you can find a narrow piece of value that you can deliver that, even if they don't like you. But if you're solving a problem for them, if you're making their jobs easier, if you're making their people more efficient, if you're making it easier for them to hit their sales quota, then they'll be supportive of that. And then finally, in the expectations for the initiative, it's important to understand that when you create a zero trust initiative or program or project, that what you're doing and what you're planning to deliver is lined up with what the organization expects. And I've seen situations where a security leader says, okay, we're going to create a zero trust initiative. And when you create an initiative at a particular organization, all of a sudden there's expectations around a higher level of formality, a level of, let's say, weekly or monthly reporting, and certain budget dollars associated with it. There might have to be a project manager assigned. And these are things that you or your team, might not be ready for. And at the very least, you need to be very cognizant of this. So when you say, yes, we're creating an initiative, and at our organization, an initiative means all these things, that you're ready to deliver those successfully. And if you're not set up for that initially, if you're not budgeted, you don't have the resources, then that's okay, right? Then maybe it's not an initiative in your organization's terms. Maybe it's a project, maybe it's a program, maybe there's something a little bit smaller that you can do to show value quickly that doesn't incur a lot of overhead, and that's going to then generate this enthusiasm, generate business value for you. So those are a few things around organizational readiness, and it's really important to think about that, even if it's a 30-minute conversation for you and your team as you go through this to make sure that you're going to be set up for success in terms of expectations. You've looked at some of these obstacles and you have a plan to overcome them. Thank you. Have a great day.